Hey, what's up, bud? We at the BBG podcast here. I got the brothers, good brothers here, brother Commissioner Willie Burton and brother Lyons.
Hey, what's going on?
The Detroit's most famous accountant and financial manager.
Thank you.
Financial manager. Need anything? You need financial service, financial advisors. Get with the brother.
LYONS Legacy Planning.
LYONS Legacy Planning. What's that number, brother?
313-480-4419. LYONSLegacyPlanning.com. LYONSLEGACYPLANNING.com.
Now you talking about everybody want to talk about building financial wealth.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we want to get with LYONS Legacy.
Appreciate you, thank you.
Building financial wealth.
Yes,
And
sir.
also family planning.
Yeah.
A lot of times we don't look at the family planning in terms of, insurance. And what's that, Ryan? What kind of insurance are we doing there?
Everything from term to whole life to universal life. I basically do it all. Even advise on variable life. I don't do a lot of variable life nowadays. It's more index universal life, what you call IULs, universal life, whole life, term. Make sure you have long-term care riders on there if it's if it makes sense for you. Try to cover the whole gamut.
Go ahead, brother.
Even brother Curtis Lyons even knows a lot about stocks, the stock market, how it works, how we should be properly invested in preparing ourselves for the future that we want. And Pelletier is a great stock right now. What do you see, Pelletier going in the near future? What do you see? How did it open up when it first opened up, when you first learned about it, to where it is right now? Should we or not, be invested in Pelletier?
Now, Commissioner Burton, now you may be over some of the people's heads now with Pelletier. You got to give us what is the company? What does the company do? What is the product and services? Commissioner Burton?
We actually have a financial planner right to my media right, Curtis Lyons.
Give us something about Pelletier. I mean, I've been hearing a lot about it on Bloomberg, but give the people some background in terms of what does this company do? How can this company help your clients or the individuals that may be interested in hearing more about what we do here at the BBG podcast?
Absolutely. Well, funny, ironically, I want to give the credit to the brother here on my left. Police Commissioner Willie Burton, because he actually was the first person that came to me about first time I ever heard about Pelletier.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he was like, he was taking time and learning about the market, and you know how Willie is. He'll get laser focused on something and get deep into it. So he brought Pelletier to my attention, and so from that point I began to look at it, and I did my little analysis of it, up front. Pelletier is a AI defense stock.
Ooh.
So, they specialize in, military defense using AI as a major tool. That's one of the major, pillars of the company, and they focus on assisting the military and, various levels of defense using AI technology.
And you know what? That's a strange thing. We talking about AI. We talking about defense contractors.
Mm-hmm.
Elon Musk. He an employee of the government. Also, he has one of the largest contracts with the government with SpaceX for his rockets. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, big conflict of interest. Yeah.
Of course.
But going back to Pelletier, basically, black CEO.
Serious?
Yep.
I didn't know that one there now.
Yep, Alex Karp is his name.
Okay.
If you look at him first glance, you wouldn't, he doesn't jump out as black. He's a biracial brother.
Mulatto.
Yeah, we'll call him that. Yeah, but yeah, black CEO, and when Willie brought it to my attention, the stock is $5, $6 a share.
Man, it's over $100, ain't it?
Yeah, it's like $115 a day.
What?
Yeah.
Hold on, stop, Commissioner. When did you start charting and following that stock? When? It was at that low peak.
Man, I would have to say, about a year and a half ago?
And the stock increased?
21, 22, yeah.
Okay, it's not even half.
Well, no, we're in 25 now, but I mean, I want to say it was like 2022,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and it it was like at about like $6, you know, and I was like, okay, so, you know, I looked at it and I was like, you know, this, you know, it's not bad. Willie, I was like, this is like a good stock, you know, and then, you know, it started to move, and so a lot of my, and look, I've been the genius lately because I've been putting clients in that. I've been putting clients in it at like, I put like back at $20 and $30. Now it's at, you know, 115, and it's running, and I don't see end in sight, particularly with this administration coming in and all of the extra defense stock spending that they'll be doing, or you know, defense spending they'll be doing, you know, and you know, and also you know, the whole AI thing, you know, Trump has these executive orders that are really taking the lid off the AI because they got to compete with China, you know, who's running wild AI. So, yeah, I mean, I think that they are in a good position to do well. And so, yeah, I mean, even at over $100, I think it's still a great buy, you know. So, yeah, that's my favorite stock one right now.
Can I tell you favorite?
So what happened was, you know, I was looking at television one day, and I come across 5 different stocks that I'd never heard of in my life. And so I immediately wrote them all down. And then I called up Kurt, and Kurt and I hooked up, and I ran these stocks by him. I said, man, what do you think about this company? What do you think about this company? Would this be a great company to invest in? You know, I'm 45 years of age, and, you know, and right now it's like, I'm looking at what can I, you know, make some smart, you know, investments, something that will pan out to, you know, from when I'm 65 or possibly 70. And so I didn't quite know what it is, you know, still kind of deciding right now, but Kurt actually put me on a great plan, you know, and said, hey, you know, this is what I think you should do. But there are some other steps you need to do immediately before you get there, but this is the path you should be on. And so I really appreciate that, because that was you know, news to my ears, something that I needed to hear, something that I need to know, and something that I need to go out and start working towards, building up my portfolio.
Absolutely.
And he looked up Palantir, and he's like, you know what? He said, it's not a bad stock. And so I don't know how to look up stock. I don't know how to look up the history or any of that. Like I say, I was watching television, came across 5 stocks that I'd never heard before. I immediately wrote them down, shopped them to him, and out of all of the 5 stocks, he only liked one. And the one stock he liked was Palantir.
Hey, so, Kurt.
Mm-hmm.
And now, right now, Palantir's making money.
That's considered a growth stock because it's been in the news the last couple of days.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yes.
Why did you push on it? Why did you push it on?
Well, again, you know, the
defense, AI connectivity.
Yeah, the industry look good, but you know what I look at different things. So I look at when I evaluate the stock, I look at a handful of things. I look at their price earnings ratio, their earnings per share, you know, numbers. So you know, I want to see, first of all, are they profitable? Are they making money?
Now break down the PE, price earnings per share.
Yeah, so basically, you know, it's so there's no such thing as a good or bad PE, because you don't know if it's good or bad until you compare it to its competitors in the industry. Okay, so ratios and numbers don't really matter. There's no high or low or good or bad until you compare it to its, you know, its peers, and then you can determine if this is high or low. Because sometimes things can be negative, but you know, if I'm less negative than that guy, you know, then I may have a negative PE, but I'm the investable guy. So price earnings ratio basically is what PE stands for. So the price is basically the price of the stock compared to the earnings of the, you know, company. And you know, the what I look for is a positive PE, you know, because I know at that time that the company is likely profitable. Yeah. You know, and so, but then again, I look at it and I say, okay, well, first thing I'm like, okay, they're making money. And 2, I want to look at, okay, well, how much money are they making compared to their, you know, so I'll look at that stock, and I'll look at maybe like 2 or 3 others that are directly in the industry and see how they're doing. And then from that point, you know, I'm always looking at their earnings numbers, you know, are they exceeding their earnings? And so Palantir, every earnings, they they exceed their expectations with earnings, and so they just
Kurt, is that a do you look at dividends? Stocks pay dividends, or you
it depends.
Okay.
Well, it depends. So you had mentioned growth. So there's growth stocks, and then there's what we call value stocks. Okay. So value stocks pay a dividend, like because the dividend is the immediate value. Because some stocks you're buying for income, you want to get money off of them. And in some stocks you want to get what's called the capital appreciation. You want it to grow
long term.
Yeah, you're right. You want so you want it to go from $10, like Palantir. Palantir's gone from $5 to $100. That's growth. That's capital appreciation. And so you want to now soon at some point they'll offer a dividend. Now when that happens, they'll probably jump up quite a bit too. But at that time too, the growth may slow down. So because it's like me and you. It's like when I get money, and I get my profits. Do I keep them in my pockets? Do I share them with the owners? So when I keep them in my pockets, I want pockets to grow. That's growth.
And you want your pockets to have a mumps, huh?
Right, exactly. Right. I want to swell. So
one of the things I want to say is that Curtis Lyons from Lyons Legacy Planet helped a lot of people become millionaires over the years. I remember when he was with AXA. Selling insurance many moons ago, and then I remember he was over at what was the insurance company that they like the National Super Bowl, New York Life, and I remember going into the New York Life office, and I'm walking through the halls. This was in Southfield, and as I walk through the hall, I'm looking at all of these different pictures on the wall. He's the only African American black man that's on the wall. And then I'm looking, I said, what is he on the wall for? I know this guy, In fact, I'm coming here to see him. And he was the top earner, producer for that office. So as I come to the reception desk and I get buzzed in, they escort me to where he is, whatever. He
secured, huh?
He had the second largest office in there, other than the person who runs the insurance company. So whoever the CEO or president is, he had the second largest office, and I'm like, whoa, and it was pretty big.
It impressed you, didn't it?
And he had pictures of his family, his children, up there, and I thought, like, man, this is great. This is a family man. This is a brother. Somebody, somebody you can look up to.
Absolutely.
And I've known him for many years. We actually go back 25, 26 years. I mean, after a number of years, you just stop counting. But he have helped so many people with their financial portfolio, helped so many people become millionaires over the years. And I was at a point where things was going backwards to the point where I need to make some money. I need to be able to start thinking, put myself in position so I can start earning more, but also thinking more long term. And just listening to him, how he helps people and how he gives back to the community. I'm like, man, I love this, man. I see why I pick up the phone and call him. And pick his brain for information. But
and then too,
but he's a hard guy to reach. He's a hard person to get.
Well, I guess so, because everybody trying to reach him at the same time. They're trying to reach at the same time. That's shut down. But you know what though? My deal with Kurt is he's like a mild-mannered, humble person. That's the best thing. When you get some of these guys into the market, they're bold, they're arrogant. You know what I'm saying? They stand off it, then backstab, we talk about you behind his back, and they rip you off. But the brother is an honest, trustworthy person.
Yes.
He's talking about managing people's money. That's what today's time is very hard to find integrity and honor. You know what I'm saying? People's gonna give people the best advice and give people solid advice, and not rip people off. I think that's the thing about a lot of the financial guys. It's not even banks, they're gonna tell you what you want to hear, take your money, do what they want to do with it, lose your money, win your money, whatever. But they take the high level people and give them the high respect, but the low level people is give mediocre attention. I think Kurt, one of the guys, he don't care rich or poor. He's going to give you the same.
Right.
Absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the man has a big heart. You know, he has a heart as wide as the Grand Canyon. You know, I look at how he dressed, his whole style, his whole mannerism and everything, and I be like,
well, he do just kind of flashy. Kirby, he guy put on a white suit, red tie. I'm like,
can I tell you a story about
green
that?
gaiters. I'm like, damn.
Can I tell you a story about that? So growing up in Detroit, that's what you saw, back in the 80s and the early 90s, and so in the 70s and all that. So that was Detroit fashion. That was success. And but funny story, man. So my career started at Merrill Lynch, right? And so
well, that's a big deal.
Yeah, first job as a broker out of college. So anyway, long story short, one day I get, I'm feeling good about myself. You know what I'm saying? At Merrill Lynch, that's big time.
Hey, bro, you got Merrill Lynch, Goldman Sachs. Those are two big deals.
Yeah, Morgan Stanley too.
Yeah, Morgan Stanley, yes, sir.
So I was like, you can tell me nothing, right? So I go this one day, I get ready for work, and I put on a bone-colored suit. All right, so a bone-colored suit, and I have like this beige shirt and like this bone and beige tie, with some like what color were those? There were some gaiters. There were some like a bone color, a gator boot. Oh my God! So I get to work. You can't tell. I'm stepping. I'm high stepping, right? You know what I'm saying? It's early in the morning. I done got up. Early. I'm one of the first cats in the office. I get up and I get in the elevator, and I'm in the elevator with this man named Ari. I forgot his last name, but he was our regional director. White man, classic white man. I mean,
Brooks Brothers.
Huh?
Brooks Brothers.
Yeah, Brooks Brothers suit. You know what I'm saying? All the wrinkles in the right place. You know what I'm saying? Just look like somebody on television.
Right,
so,
right.
I'm feeling, kind of solid.
In Detroit,
Detroit, right.
Baby.
So he steps in the elevator, and I go, "Good morning, sir." And I smile. And I look him in the eye and smile, and he looks right. He looks at me, and he looks me up and down. And he doesn't say anything.
Wow.
So I'm like, okay. And somebody, I'm confident. I said, I can't tell you. I'm from Detroit. In my mind, screw that white man. So I'm thinking, So I walk. I don't even say have a good day to him. I just walk on out, go my way, and everything. And so I'm at my cube, because I had a cube, because I'm new, so
Right. You got a corn off your head.
Yeah. It was a nice cube. It was really nice too. It was a cube lined like in wood grain. It was nice, but it was still
high class.
It was still.
Yeah.
And so I'm sitting there, and so he walks by and doesn't look my way. I don't look his way, and I'm like, screw him, you know what I'm saying? Forget him, So then about half hour later, my manager, calls me, on my office phone, and I'm like, hey, he was like, hey, Kurt, you in the office? Like, yeah. I said, yeah. He said, come,
let me see you.
Come see me for a minute.
He summons you.
Yeah, so I get up and I go over there, walk in the office, and he looks at me, he goes,
tone it down.
And he goes, and he says, okay. And he says, look, let me tell you something. He says, white man, obviously. He says, man, and I like Alvin Spencer was his name. I really liked him. He was a good manager. He knew how to communicate. He goes, man, you're sharp. Man, you are sharp.
We got to tone it down.
He said, but he said, listen. He said, you could be two things here. He says, next you can look two ways. He says, you can look sharp, but you are sharp. He said, but I need you to look professional. And he said, so
conservative. That's what he words.
Yeah. Anyway, he said professional. He was like, professional. He says black, blue,
gray,
gray.
Yeah.
He says, you can do a beige if you want. He said, but, he said, I need those suits. He said, and so I ended up, leaving. I left. I was left.
Hey, Kurt, did it offend you, or you took it as good advice?
Well, so
because these guys got a culture. You know what I'm saying?
And I knew
what
what I realized and understood is that I wasn't fitting the culture,
Yeah.
and and I'm a black college graduate, Grambling State University, So one thing we were taught.
Be yourself.
Yeah, but you're also taught that you're going to have to do some conforming,
Compromising.
Some compromising of what
Especially in corporate America.
Yeah, right.
Back then, because they get a little bit relaxed now.
Yeah, they are. They're a lot more relaxed now.
Guys with dreadlocks and work all that, they weren't going for that back then.
Yeah, they weren't going for that back in the late '90s. So it was crazy. So I just so I conformed. I was still sharp. I still had my suits. I went to Hot Sam's that weekend and got like about 4 or 5 suits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Got myself together. But when I came in, he's like, "That's what I'm talking about. You look great, nigga." And I did, but. I had to realize
it's a culture with corporate America. It's a culture.
And it's a lot easier. It's like this: either conform or just start your own stuff.
But the thing about it, the guy came to you in a respectful manner.
Yes,
that's a good thing.
Yes, although the guy already didn't, but my manager he came to me with, and that's why I had to do it. It was like and so I did it, and everything. But as you see, now it's like when I started my own thing. I was able to, and actually, I think when I first, so I worked in the wirehouses, the brokerage firms, and then when I found the insurance companies out of the business, that's when I started getting a little bit more like myself, like my own little style, because the people I was dealing with was different, And so, but 100%, it's a different world out there.
What I see, just thinking outside the box, sitting here in this seat. As I listen to this story,
fucking story, man. That's how a fucking story.
I mean, it's like I can see how one can be intimidated. Here is a brother that's immaculate, who's also like a magnet. People stops him.
Big,
He's
black,
big,
bald head,
broad shoulders, tall, bald head. You know what I'm saying?
That's a strike against us, brother.
And oftentimes you hear women say, how handsome he is. I mean, you hear people say, yes, he's handsome, he's immaculate.
Yeah.
The way he picks his colors and put things together. It could be envy.
Envious. Of course.
The guy's envious because he sees this guy that's well immaculate, well put together, and people stop him to have a conversation. Versus the guy that has to go out there and sell insurance, sell this, and try and meet people. People actually stop him and want to know more what it is you are into. How can I get on your level? So I think the roles are different. If the roles were reversed, if the guy that's happened to be in white America or whatever was dressed like Mr. Lyons. And people would stop him on the street or in a convention hall or something of that nature. It wouldn't be a problem. But the fact that you see someone that's well put together, I mean, Curtis Lyons takes this day and he planned it out very carefully from start to finish, and where it take you and I maybe to go out here and hand out our cards to promote ourselves or whatever, this man has people coming to him, and it's like,
that happens after just years of being in business. That's what.
I think with a brother like that, he could open up a haberdashery shop.
Yes.
And style will come in.
Yeah, I thought about that.
Football players.
Yep.
I gotta come see it. He gonna dress them, dap them up. So
Yeah,
I think, bro, like that with that personality, whatever you do, you're gonna succeed.